You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Hello and welcome to Tim and Pete's Guitar Show. We're back. Oh my God, we've been gone a long time.
We have. You've been busy.
You've been busy. It's not my fault. It was you. He gets all these sessions all the time. He's playing on records. We have here today, and we're so stoked to have Lari Basilio here.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
We've wanted to do this for a long time. So,
oh, me too. Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Me too. I'm glad we got to meet once before this.
Oh, yeah, sure.
When people play together one time. No, down at Norm's, just by chance.
Oh, at Norm's you guys
people play together one time and you get a bond, you know.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
You know, a lifetime bond just from once.
Did you guys jam down there?
We did.
Oh, that's rad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was cool.
It was awesome, yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And of course we got 1 million views because of her.
No, come on, Tim. Because of you, of course.
Yeah.
Come on.
Guys are legends, and I'm just sitting here sandwiched in the middle of legends.
Yeah, we better cool it.
Yeah, oh sorry, did I say that? Edit that out. That might come off wrong. Alright.
You're the guy with the limousine and the driver outside.
Oh, is that me? So you guys met at Norm's, and did you, was that your first time at that place?
Yes,
okay.
It was my first time.
That's a pretty cool place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's has that cool vibe, like it's the paradise, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of paradise, yeah.
Norm's, I think, didn't all the guitars in Spinal Tap come from Norm's?
You tell me. That's a great. I bet they did.
Which is like, it's one of these legendary stores, you know, right? I think so. All the guitars in Spinal Tap were, you know, they don't even look at it, just, you know, or you go away for a bite and come back and it'll still be ringing. That was like a Les Paul from all those guitars came from Norm's.
I have learned that a lot of the stuff that's there is only there for a day and then it's sold.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it just comes through and then they have people waiting to buy it, and then their online presence, the Guitar of the Day, always sells. Because somebody.
Isn't that amazing that the guitar stores figured out the whole the Instagram thing and stuff, and posting a cool, like, here's a 67 SG or whatever, and it's gone like that afternoon. That's really brilliant. Which is great because they can still have a storefront like Norm's and keep going. You know, it's not like, oh, the internet is ruining us. It's like, no, we have a store and we're using it.
And it's become a bit of a social club, which I'm happy to be part of when they let me in. It's nice. Nice.
When they let you in. He's the most modest badass I've ever met.
Yeah,
that's true. So that's cool. So you came from Brazil how long ago?
1 year ago.
Oh my God, I didn't realize it's only a year.
You've lived in LA for 1 year?
Yes.
You should be like scared. And you're not.
But then she just throws down with her funky licks.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
I love LA so much already. Like, it's been so great so far. Yeah.
Where in Brazil did you come from? Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah. Wow, that's a crazy city.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like, have you been there to Sao Paulo?
I never have.
It's just like, it's like 5 LAs. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, it's crazy huge. So,
Crazy. I remember flying into the airport there once and saying to the, we had a gig that night and we got in the afternoon and saying to the kind of the person that was sort of handling us and helping us out, like, how long is it going to be to the hotel? Because I'd really love to take a nap before the show. And they were like, maybe an hour and a half. Maybe I'm like, an hour and a half, that's a long time. 3 hours.
Yeah, that's it.
3 hours in the car.
Yeah.
And they were like, Sao Paulo, you know.
It's crazy. Yeah, the traffic is bad. Yeah, but I love my city.
Yeah. Well, you know it, I'm sure. You got the inside after growing up there, and it'd be cool to go visit with somebody that really knows it. You know? Like,
for sure. Yeah.
The thing that shocked me when I read your bio was I gave up being a lawyer.
Oh,
kinda. Yes, I went to law school in Brazil. Yeah, my family. My dad is a lawyer. Like, my mother went to law school too. My husband is a lawyer. My brothers are lawyers. So we're kinda lawyers and musicians, less musicians. We're so into music because of my dad. Besides he's a lawyer, he loves music, and I grew up in this like very musical environment at home because of my dad. He has like 6 or 7 records out just for fun. So he sings, he writes songs, and
he plays guitar mainly as well as his main instrument?
Like acoustic guitar. Mainly, so it's all because of him. So
are they pretty supportive of your music then?
Totally.
That's cool. That's cool that he's like, well, I get it. I didn't. He's probably to some degree. He's probably like, well, I didn't take this path. You take this path.
Yeah. So
professionally, obviously, if you got 7 records out, Did kind of take that path. That's incredible.
He's like the first influence in everything for me.
Okay.
In music, in life, and like he was the first one to pick up the acoustic guitar and put in my hands and teach me some chords and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So law school, how far did you go through?
Yeah, I finished.
You finished?
I took the bar actually in Brazil.
That's what I read. I mean, it's like
That's
it's amazing, isn't it?
What are you doing hanging out?
Yeah,
That's like us. Man,
Yeah,
high school
so-
diploma.
I guess me too.
But I can play the blues scale.
I tried to go to college, and it was just too early in the morning for me.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was
Did you-
playing at night in clubs, and I actually dropped out of college because the classes were too early.
Wow. How long did you go for? Like a year or something?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can always go back.
Yeah.
Finish up. Maybe I'll do that. It's not med school. That means the grass is always greener, right? But you actually did it. You could go and practice law.
Yes, in Brazil, yes. So
Amazing.
I was doing like both things at the same time, music and
Yeah.
law school. So
Yeah.
at some point I couldn't do law anymore. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I've
That's a
noticed is
choice.
that you are very visible. It seems like you drive yourself places, you fly places. You're always showing up and playing, and that's something
Yeah.
you have talked about as far as having a good career. Is you do that too, but I really notice you're very active and very.
I think
You
it's
get yourself to the gig.
yeah, it's so important.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think social media is great, but it's just a complement of your of the whole work. You know, it's like I'm not on Instagram to work. I'm on Instagram because of my work. I think
That's
it's
really
a great
cool.
complement to the work. So
Yeah.
I like to. I really love to be on tour, to be on stage and play. So.
Well, it shows because you're
Yeah.
always, I've got this realization that I came to recently, which is that you kind of remind me, not necessarily in your playing, but in your spirit of Eddie Van Halen when everybody
Oh.
first saw him, because he's always smiling. He's pulling off all this crazy stuff and smiling all the time, right?
It's nice.
It's just, that's something I always liked about him, because
Yeah.
he looks like, look at all this crazy stuff I'm doing. I'm having a good time doing it.
Those nights it really featured your melodicism.
Yeah.
Yeah, so melodic. That was totally melodic and lovely.
Yeah.
It pulls people in as a listener, I think, more so when they see somebody that looks like they're totally stoked on what they're doing. It's cool.
And some musicians are too cool. I've been in bands where all the musicians were too cool to smile.
Right.
So it is nice. I like to smile too, but you would
Yeah.
win any competition in that area.
Yeah. It might not work like in death metal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, there's
Yeah.
certain situations where
Yeah.
stop smiling. We're trying to be hard.
Well, let me ask you a question. Where does your love of melodic rock come from? Because you're so young, and I know where mine comes from. But where does your love of melodic rock come from? Do you know?
I think it maybe come from my influence. Yeah, Andy Timmons is
Andy Timmons.
yeah, of my
Yeah.
favorite guitar players of all time. So
Yeah.
I have a couple influence from Brazil. They are so melodic too. So,
Yeah.
I think it's come from there for sure.
That makes sense. The Andy
Yeah.
thing really.
Yeah.
'Cause he's
It's
so-
phrasing and feel and yeah.
Well, I hear some elements of people probably before you were born too, which is pretty cool too. I don't know who they are or where you got. Probably from your family and your
Yeah.
upbringing and
Yeah,
whatever
that's
music
right.
was in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, I mean, the musicians in Brazil are just so outstanding. When I go down there, I remember just turning on the TV down there and seeing what's on late night TV, and there'd be musicians on, and I'm just like, what is this? It's just incredible guitar players and people playing all kinds of stuff.
I did a series of pop records for a number of years with Mugi Canazia, and they were all Brazilian pop records, and they were the most musical records, every one of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
People taking
nice.
chances, interesting chords, interesting rhythms.
Yeah.
And it was pop, you know.
Wow. I think there must be there must be an element of like people like your family, family of lawyers, right? But still appreciating music and supporting your, like maybe there's a thing that we don't appreciate the arts and music as much here as down in South America. And certainly, I've noticed that. Like they just love art down there so much.
That's true. Yeah.
It must be like Italy in that way, that they, the music and art are at the forefront and appreciated.
Yeah, very important. It's not like wallpaper. It's like a big part of life.
Yeah. Right? Who would you say your influences are rhythm-wise? Prince?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I love
that.
like Daft Punk stuff.
Yeah, so Nile Rodgers.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what else? Yeah, I was very into like this groove stuff, funk stuff.
Yeah.
Because I used to play at church so much, and we used to play that style so much back in the days in Brazil.
Oh,
when
okay.
I played at church. So I think it became something very natural for me too.
Can you show us like a little bit, like
Yeah.
where would you have started with this in church? Like the,
Groove is kind of like this.
super funky. Even worked with the delay.
Yeah.
It sounded cool.
Yeah, you had it right away. And there's a swing in your right hand that is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, upstrokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think how you can control like the hand, like close to the bridge. I don't know, like
The muting.
muting
Yeah,
some
it's very
notes.
important.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it kind of grooves more. Yeah, some ghost notes.
But yeah, one of the things I talk about when I teach is the hand never stops. I mean, that's really the key to it, is to keep it
Right.
Right.
always rolling, always rolling.
Always
And
rolling.
sometimes you're just hitting air, sometimes you're hitting the guitar, sometimes you're hitting...
Yeah.
Like a pendulum, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to do this exercise that was like, well, there's a phaser on for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm just going to roll with it. So doing like, getting that going, and then hitting the, this is like a simple way to work on what you were just talking about. Hitting, and then going.
That's nice. Yeah.
Turn it back around. Do you know what I mean? So on the first subdivision, then the second subdivision, the third and the fourth, and then turn it around. If you're like, just to get the metronome going. Start over.
So nice. Wow.
We might as well jam. Yeah.
On the Motown records, they had 3 guitar players a lot, and it was just everybody kind of doing little bits that interacted, which is what we kind of just did, sort of.
Found their little part.
For me, I was exposed, I think, to Paul Jackson Jr. early on, and David Williams. David Williams did the Billie Jean part. He's since passed away, but that was for me, like your Nile Rodgers was. Paul Jackson for me was probably what Nile Rodgers is for you. Just the kind of the, oh my, I want to be able to play that like that.
Yeah. Paul Jackson is amazing.
Yeah,
I love
he
his
is.
stuff.
I like Niles like little broken chord approach, you know, like not playing full voicings and stuff and doing. He's amazing. There's some great. I found some great actually lessons on YouTube where he's actually teaching.
I didn't know that, really.
Yeah, there's some good stuff if you just search for Nile, you know, lessons. And
cool.
There's some really cool stuff, but he always uses the neck pickup. Always.
I identify with that. Yeah, I like that's my favorite too.
Yeah, for that type of thing. Yeah, and then you did. So I bought your lesson on. She's got great lessons, by the way, on Jam Track Central. Really great. So I bought the
fingerpicking.
Fingerpicking one, right? Which I've been working on a little bit. Boy, she's a slave driver. She is. It's hard work. No, it's really good stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Is it fingerpicking rhythm? Is it a rhythm thing?
It's kind of a little bit of both. Yeah, I kind of try to teach some ideas like from my style.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so natural to me. Like at some point, I have to stop and okay, what I'm using here. Okay.
Yeah, like how am I doing it?
Yeah, because it's so natural. So I basically use 3 fingers only.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I'm holding the pick, I kind of slide here.
Into the 3rd finger, sort of?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So,
wow, that's.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've never tried that.
I kind of hold it here.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Sort of.
So. Yeah, I don't know. It's so.
Oh yeah. Can you do that again? Just do it for a...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just... Keep doing it just a little more for me.
Maybe slower. We're not going to steal it. Don't worry.
Oh, it's a song. It's a part of my song.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, great.
Very cool, thank you.
And it's got a nice warm tone because you're using the thumb and fingers as opposed to the pick.
Yeah.
Like what would that sound like if you did it with the pick? What would be? Could you?
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, probably not, right?
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah,
but
probably.
That right there, you can hear the attack of the pick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the rhythm's all. Yeah, it's in the right hand. Yeah.
I could do one note of it.
You have to buy the course like me.
I really like to work on the rhythmic stuff with the finger picking. So, kinda. Something like that to feel the beat.
Right. Feels good. Yeah, with the finger. Well, it has such a nice tone too. I mean, with the warmth of the bloom of when the thumb's hitting with instead of a pick, you know.
That's a little bit of a bass player's approach too.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Right. That's what it is. It sounds like there's more than one person playing. Yeah. It's really cool. You know, like you got bass and guitar. It's cool.
Yeah, just have fun playing with the fingers. And I think I can reach like different tones and. Possibilities.
So you have one solo record out or more?
I have an EP that I released in 2012.
Okay.
And the other is a CD and a DVD that I released in 2000. Can I show you?
Wow, of course, please. Yeah, we'd love to see.
This is the EP.
Oh, nice.
And this is the DVD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The sound of your room. I like that.
I have one open here. So.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
So the sound of your
CD and DVD.
The sound of your room, is that like where because you wrote all the music in one place?
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's a great name.
Yeah, it has also a mini documentary and behind the scenes, everything. It was recorded live in São Paulo. Yeah, so.
Wow. Okay, I can't wait to watch this.
Lari, do you think you would enjoy being a side musician?
Totally.
Who would be your dream gig for being on the side of somebody?
Yeah, I love pop music in general. Actually, I did a lot of gigs in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to tour a lot with several artists
there.
Yeah. So, the most recent gig that I I was playing in Brazil was a Michael Jackson tribute.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, we traveled the whole country.
That's a lot of fun guitar parts to learn.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I would love to.
I was telling you that MD friend of mine that does TV shows and a lot of big pop gigs and stuff. I sent him to your Instagram, and he was like, "Why don't I know about this person? She's so great." And I think it's just a matter of time before people start calling you.
But then what happens is you'll miss doing your own thing. That's the dichotomy. That's the thing we've always talked about is that when you're in service of somebody who's touring the world, you put your life on hold.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Do you feel most of the people we talk to, even if they're really successful at social media, they have a hard time keeping up? I mean, virtually everybody we've talked to is like, God, it's so hard to keep making videos. And but do you seem to be pretty consistent at it? Is it hard for you? Or is it
a little bit. Yeah, I try. Yeah, I try to. It's a little bit hard to like post videos all the time that I want to. Yeah.
Well, what do you think? You help me with this. What do you think the right amount of videos on Instagram is for you? If you could post on Instagram, how many videos a week would you do?
I think one a week.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible to overdo it on Instagram?
Like too many videos?
Yeah.
Like would people start to lose interest if you post too
maybe.
much?
Yeah. I think I don't like to overpost. I'm this kind of person, so I try to be careful, like to not be like too much.
Well, I have to say, some of my favorite people. Sorry, Pete. Some of my favorite people on Instagram post rarely. I mean, they really, and when they do, but it's something really quality.
Yeah.
When they do it, you know.
Yeah. It starts to feel a little self-indulgent if you're doing it all the time, even though it's part of like.
Yeah.
It's because I'm doing a lot of the pedal videos and stuff, and I kind of have to do it because it's part of what I'm doing, like as part of my living these days. So, but you gotta space it.
Yeah, you don't overdo it.
Yeah.
And it's always very interesting, and it's always kind of a teaser for a larger concept that's on YouTube. So those things work really well for you.
Yeah, I think it's different.
Do you mainly Instagram is your thing, but you do YouTube as well, right?
YouTube and Facebook as well.
YouTube for me is so competitive now, and it's much more demanding to have the concept on a YouTube video has to be stronger. On Instagram, you can just play.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
You're right. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just be the playing. It doesn't have to be any. Yeah, it's not a lot of talking going on. Even though I put that in my Instagram videos, but maybe I don't need to.
You're making me think now.
No, it's definitely like it's everybody's got their own little style.
Yeah.
To it. That's what I love.
Yeah.
You've developed a really interesting, thing here that you're doing with different camera angles and things you're doing while watching. It's like, wow, it's really, and I've got my style where it's just like a shoddy lighting and overhead lighting and hey, it's me again with bad lighting.
Didn't you used to do it with just the camera on your laptop?
Yeah,
I
the early
when
videos.
When I first met you, that's how you're doing it?
It was the camera on my, originally the camera on my iMac is how I did like those how to play eruption videos or like different little things. That's all I had, so I would just use the camera in the computer and record right to the drive,
Yeah. And Lari, do you use one camera or more?
One.
Yeah, your videos always look, and they got a beautiful look to them. You do something with like a filter or something. That's like
I like to like edit my videos.
You have fun with it, right? It's like,
I have fun with it. I've always liked film, video stuff and everything.
I have fun with it too. It's maddening too, but it's fun.
Well, and you just spoke about it. For you, it's secondary. I mean, for you, the playing live, recording, that's primary. Social media is secondary.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm talking about this so much is that I feel like without social media, I would not exist. It's giving me a chance. I played behind the scenes for my whole life, and now I'm able to actually get known for the first time in my life. And it's late in life. Yeah. But I feel like it's important to talk about social media because for musicians, even though it's hard and sometimes counterintuitive, I think you have to do it. You have to put yourself out there.
Definitely. Yeah.
It fosters some freedom, right?
Yeah.
Like you can put out your own DVD and put out and reach. I mean, you have 150,000 plus followers on Instagram now, right? You can direct conduit to all those people.
Well, and for me, if somebody's looking for you, somebody's sitting on a private jet, some huge artist, let me just fantasize here, and they hear your name, they're going to want to click. They have internet up there. Of course they do, right? Yeah. They're going to want to click and find you, and to me, that's one of the most important things about it. If you have 5 or 10 things up there that somebody can click on the minute they hear your name and go, oh, call this person. That's what I think is really powerful.
Yeah, I think if you have the work and if you have the social media,
it's got to be a balance.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Playing live, recording music, spending time writing music, just playing for fun. Let's not forget. Playing for fun, right? And having a good time with it, not putting so much pressure on it, but then you kind of got to do it too these days. Yeah. And so I think the thing is to try and have as much fun with it as possible. I don't really, I do sort of enjoy the video editing and stuff, but not really that much. Okay. And I don't, and I see some people go down the rabbit hole a little bit of, I need better cameras and it's got to look perfect. It's got to, no, it doesn't. It's like, actually, you're a guitar player and the most important thing is it sounds really good.
Yeah.
I don't spend enough time playing as it is. Do you guys have that problem? Like, I feel like, yesterday, with a lot of the gear and stuff, to try and make demos, make videos and all this stuff, and by the end of the day, I'm like, man, I wish I had more time to just play today. Like, the days seem to go faster and faster.
That's true.
It's like, it's already 2 in the morning. I've still got stuff to do.
I read some interview with a great musician, I forget who, said, when you're a kid, play all the time, because when you become an adult, you're not going to have that much, it's very hard to find the time to play sometimes.
It is.
Practice to play.
Yeah.
Just adult life has so many demands, and turning music into a business where you're actually making a living at it, it requires you to do a lot of business stuff. There's just no way around it.
You're the master of, honestly, the way that you've navigated that is, it's like a case study for all of us,
Well, I was able to find a second thing, and I started it 7 years ago. I did sessions for 30 years. I still do sessions, but I was able to find a second thing. Cause
the thing that you do, and also the thing that you've done, because you law school and then deciding to be a musician, coming to the States was a difficult thing in and of itself, moving to a foreign country, and then figuring out you have to be a self-starter and you have to put in a bunch of time and believe in nobody's going to hand it to you, and this is something that's really important these days. I think a lot of people come to LA. I see like good players and stuff, and then be here like maybe a year or maybe and then they go like, what's happening? I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to work a job or whatever anymore. It's like, when I think back in my day, I think honestly, working like minimum wage for like 5-6 years before like a break, finally something happened where it's like, and so it's just sticking in the game, believing in yourself, following through. Right, and
No, I've talked to people who want to move here, and I said, you need to be here for 2 years before you can figure out what it is and your place in it, and how are you going to support yourself for those 2 years, and can you do something that will allow you to keep the guitar in your hands most of the time. This is a problem, because if you move to LA, it's expensive, and if you have to get a day job, you're not going to have the guitar in your hands till 7 p.m. Maybe that's okay, but I always felt like in order for me to be a good guitar player, I had to keep it in my hands all day, every day. So I try and work out the practicality. Can you live here and keep the thing in your hands? Maybe you can teach. Maybe somebody can loan you the money. Maybe you can live in somebody's back room. Whatever it takes. Not have a car, whatever. Not eat. Whatever it takes. To actually be here and just check out the landscape. But a lot of people think, okay, 3 months and I'll figure it out. It doesn't work that way. You have to actually wait for opportunities, and the opportunity may come in a day, a week, a month, a year, 3 years. Your best opportunity might be 6 months from now. There might be even greater opportunities 6 years from now. You've got to just be there.
It's not easy. It's a challenge, but I think we can make it.
Well, you made it. You already made it.
Because
you made it here, which means like what it takes to follow through, and then that's a little success. Like coming all the way from a place like Brazil to and relocating, and then
Well, it really is about self-sufficiency too, which I can tell you have figured that out.
So I brought this AX8 from Fractal. I saw a post the other day on a forum that said Pete Thorn doesn't do Fractal Axe Effects videos anymore, and I was like, well, I used to, but I just haven't for a little while. So I thought I should just show it for a second. I woke up today and made a few presets because I haven't had a lot of chance to play with it yet, but it's pretty awesome. So in a couple hours I made some cool Cool sound. That's the OD 100 clean. This is like a Morgan amp, I guess. We did a little spring. That sounds pretty cool. And this is a Friedman BE for the Marshall-y thing. And then I did a higher gain version of that with the not tube screamer type, and you know, some delay.
I would assume you can add and change and update amp models.
It's got so many amp models in it. There's just like 4 million in it. That so I toured with XFX. I did a few tours with them actually, and what I did was actually try and not fall down that rabbit hole too much. This is actually kind of maybe a good piece of advice if you're moving from an amp, I think, to one of these things, is that you can get overwhelmed with the options and the possibilities.
Yeah.
So when I knew I had to do a tour and I was going to go, and I did kind of this unit basically in a rack was what it was, you know, and then I had a separate MIDI foot controller, but it was running direct, and I thought what I want to do is basically replicate my amp rig as much as possible. So I'm only going to use what I have in my amp rig, which was basically, you know, a Fender-y clean, a Voxy kind of drive, and a Marshall-y kind of drive as well. And that's almost what I just did here right now, was the, you know, kind of a big Fender-y clean and a more EL84 kind of combo thing. And then kind of, and that might be all I, you know, for amps.
Yeah.
And then just add the various pedals and stuff. And then if, you know, over time you can investigate the other stuff, but don't get too into the...
Yeah, if they have 400 choices, use 4 of them. I agree.
Yeah, kind of what. So
better.
I put my real rig on an AB box with this, and I went back and forth, and I just copied it. I made.
Oh, great.
I copied the presets as close as I could, and then when I took the thing into rehearsal and actually plugged it in, it was like, yeah, that's I'm comfortable with those sounds. That's basically what I'm used to from my real rig, you know. So that seemed to work really well for me.
The effects seem really robust in this too. They really do.
They've always been pretty good. The fractal effects have been pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
Like I used to use wet dry wet rig, and I used the just the Axe effects just for effects with my amp. I know Steve Vai does that, I think, too, as well. He uses mainly for effects. And yeah, so basically that's Vibe and Fuzz Face, I think. You know.
Just follow this with me. If you're using it for effects only, does that mean you're putting it through power amps going into additional cabinets or just into the board? Because I would be tempted to have wet cabinets, you know?
Yeah, I did
like 3
actually.
cabinets, right?
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a wet dry wet rig where I had a separate. So
Yeah.
the head tap off the speaker out of the head, which went to a dry cabinet.
Yeah.
That tap went to a mixer so that I could still run some dry signal through. I could run the effects 100% wet, and then I had the stereo cabs.
That would be great.
It's great, especially if you're a rock star. It's great, and it's great if you're the only guitar player in the band.
Right.
You know, that's what I found. But if there's another guitar player, it becomes the thing of like, oh, you're stereo, and what do I do with all these mics? And there's 3 mics, and it's like it gets a little convoluted. But
really nice. So, do you like playing more with a clean tone, or a distorted tone, or half distorted, or
Both.
everything?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to be as versatile as possible, always.
Yeah.
So that's my goal.
And is there a particular amp that you gravitate towards?
Lately, I've been using the Cerbella.
oh, the bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I love. It's awesome.
It's so awesome.
Take pedals really well. So yeah, I'm enjoying a lot. But I used to have a Mesa Boogie, and yeah, Bella is one of the amps that I'm really digging right now.
Tell me what it's patterned after, can you?
Well, yeah, it's I mean it's John's own thing, but he was trying to do a Fender thing, maybe mixed with the Dumbly thing that is basically a super duper great pedal platform that doesn't flub out when you turn the bass up or turn the amp up.
Yeah.
So it's got that real 6L6 robust kind of American thing going on.
And when does it start to distort?
Like it doesn't
2, 6.
It's got a boost in it, and if you hit the boost and then run it above 4 or 5, you're gonna start hearing some clipping, but it's still super dynamic. It's just like the Fender you always wanted, you know, that doesn't in the bottom end, so you can push it. I heard Jamie Kine playing through it actually the other day, and he was like, "Man, this sounds great." Just the combo, and he had it pushed up around 6 with the boost on. It sounded great, but. Really, the nice thing about it is it's got a 3-position bright switch. So for pedals, certain drives and things that might make the bright cap blow up in a certain amp, you know, and sound all fizzy, you can just dial that back and then kind of tune it in with the presence. So they're great amps. So when you use that, you use pedals for drive, obviously. Mainly. And what are you using these days for drives?
I just called the Riot, the Mini Riot.
Oh, the Mini Riot.
Yeah, from Sir. Wow.
Yeah.
It was my first time playing this.
Oh, cool.
I love it. What else? I use the Morning Glory by J Jazz Pedals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's kind of drive that I like very much. Yeah, I use some reverb pedals. This one right here.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh yeah.
Amy 300, right?
We got to talk about that for a second because she's the first one I ever saw use it actually,
Yeah,
and I was like,
good.
"What is that?" And it actually made me go
every day.
Yeah,
it's
he's
so good.
he has everything in just in that little box. It's awesome. Sounds amazing. Yeah.
George Trips, right?
Yeah.
We had on the last Tim and Pete show.
That's one of my favorites, reverb pedals right now. So I love it.
Do you gravitate towards a certain setting on that? Like I think that what's it called, Epic or something?
Yeah.
That's just like
it's beautiful.
I scroll through them a lot and just choose a random one sometimes, but the spring is great.
Will you actually show it? We might be able to do a little like such a good sounding reverb pedal. I love this thing.
Okay, I'm going to start at the top. Can exaggerate it so we can hear it. That's the plate. There's the spring, and
nice and boingy.
each reverb has an adjustment, and in this case it's treble and bass. So you can brighten or darken the reverb.
That sounds awesome.
Now we move down to
Is this Epic?
Epic.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Now you have to play something so epic, you know.
And then mod, which we all love. You put modulation on anything that trails, and then we all go, "That's what I want all the time."
It just moves, and you don't have to do anything else.
Okay,
Just let it ring.
I think mod's my favorite. I've been missing out on that.
I know, dude. That sounds
Go
great.
to room, and then pad.
Oh, it's big, great, nice for volume swells, probably. It's got shimmer in it. So the interesting thing, you got a little bit of distortion on the amp right now, and what George told us was this thing was designed to be used in front of amps.
Yeah.
So it's
specifically voiced to be between the guitar and the amp, which I guess they don't always do with reverbs.
Sure.
The way it hits the amp and the way it takes distortion is really musical, I have to say.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
It's more musical than some reverbs in amps. It's really great.
Yeah, and so easy to use, but it sounds expensive. Like, oh, that's the perfect spring, or that's the perfect epic, what you would want epic.
We recommend it.
Yeah, totally.
That's nice. Do you use delay? Oh,
I'm used this delay. It's a brand from Brazil called GNI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's simple. It's so easy to get like the right delay.
Yeah.
It seemed like it. I couldn't believe how quickly you got it exact. Which I always have trouble with tap tempos. I always do. And maybe it's because my shoes have holes in the bottom. I don't know, but I always
gotta get you some new shoes.
Yeah, you're right. Not holes, but whatever the design at the bottom of the shoe always.
We're going to pay less after we get out of here. All right. Sorry. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, it's been a long week.
I think you and I are actually getting looser at this.
I think we are.
I am anyway.
I'm getting looser at life.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to happen at some point. A whole bunch of videos and stuff. It looks like it was worn in and beat up with love. Right?
That's super old, right?
Is this kind of one of your main guitars?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
right
great.
now, yeah, it is.
Yeah. I know there's the whole debate about the relic thing. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
I like it every time. I wish every manufacturer would do it.
Really?
And offer it. Yeah.
Because this guitar has it, right? Or does it?
No, this was brand new, and
okay.
I played. It's a Michael Tuttle guitar. I played it so much that I have begun to relic myself.
You did it old
This
school.
is hard use,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, but you have a few, like your Strat was.
Yeah, I love them. I love relic
Kind of
guitars.
relic.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
I agree. It just feels like you don't have to worry about it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you know.
And it gets more beautiful with the time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the funny thing is because they've all got these kind of thin finishes and stuff, and then it's like, whoa, it's like getting a lot more arm wear than it had even a year ago. Stuff like that. That's what I find.
And I love the new technology. I love new necks.
Yeah.
Big frets and wide necks.
Dude, I've come so full circle. So this guitar is my signature model. It's been out for a couple of years, and we have switched to I had the 6105 style frets on it, but I went to the jumbos this year, the 6100, the big guys.
Yeah.
You know, and then we've got this new bridge on here, which is we're evaluating right now because it's not quite available yet, but it's basically a traditional two-post style tremolo, but with saddles that you can lock. So the string can lock under the. It's very simple and elegant. It's just this little Allen screw. You put the string under there and lock it, and it seems to stay in tune. Like, shall we demonstrate? Okay, so pretty in tune. The tuning stability is pretty nuts for. It's like that's all I could ever hope and dream for.
It reminds me of the Floyd.
Exactly, but it sounds, and you can really hear it with the.
Yeah, fuller tone.
It's got the tone of a two-post bridge because there is a little difference in the sound change with the Floyd Rose style tremolos, which I love and stuff. But anyway, I'm really excited about it. I think it's incredible. Yeah, it's like so we had all this stuff figured out in the '80s, like with the bigger frets, and that's what I was coming around to, and the bridge that locked, so you could really like And you didn't worry about it. You just played the damn thing, and then you came back and played rhythm, and you were in tune, and it was cool. So I've come full circle again, back around to the.
It's amazing. Sounds awesome, and
and you have extras, right, for us?
Yeah. I got them in the car. I'll bring them in.
Thanks for watching the Tim and Pete Show with Lari Basilio. We had a great time.
yeah, so much fun.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we got to do this again.
Yeah.
When you put out your second DVD.
Yeah, I have maybe an album coming out.
Good.
Yeah.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I got to tell, before we go, I have to mention, both these guys played on a song of my upcoming album.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Can you put it out tomorrow?
I can't believe how good they
share our videos.
Yeah.
They sound amazing, and I just like to sit back and listen to what they did. It's awesome. But maybe you'll let us play on your record. Maybe.
That'd be great. Yeah.
So when's it coming out?
I'm not sure yet. I'm still working on it, planning and writing. So hopefully this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's so exciting.
Me too.
It's good. We got to keep putting music out.
Yes, organic
Yeah.
music. Oops. Not organic. No, we can say that. We can't say organic about a pedal. We can say it about music.
You can say organic.
Yeah.
Next time you say it, you're going to do it, just say oregano. I meant to say oregano. We're going to go make some spaghetti sauce now.
Thank
so
you.
much fun. Thank you for having
We'll
me.
see you soon.
See you guys on the next Tim and Peace Guitar Show.
Bye.
Tim, I'm just missing a cable. I don't know what happened to one of those XLRs.
It's mine.
Oh no, those
No, it's mine now.
Oh, it's yours now. I see. Okay.
It's okay,
I'll go
Pete.
now.
You don't need it. That's how it works.
It's mine.